the most tremendous new musical experience you can have.
Alright, what's up, y'all? It's Logan, and I'm here bringing you this review to this newest Westside Gunn project called Pray for Paris. Now, you know who Westside Gunn is. This man has been blowing up lately. I mean, blowing up. 2018 he brought out his album Supreme Clientele, and that's one that has gotten a lot of critical acclaim ever since it was released. Let's see, he also just most recently released Hitler Wears Hermes 7. That is his mixtape chain that obviously has reached its 7th edition, and that was really good as well. On top of that, he's also a member of Griselda, which of course is Westside Gunn, Benny the Butcher, and Conway the Machine, and they have their group project that came out last year called WWCD, which was a great project and one of my top 10 of the year, so I definitely recommend checking that one out. But going back to this one, let's go ahead and break into a review on this one. So this album is 13 songs and 41 minutes. Now, as I said earlier, Griselda has been taken over, and Westside Gunn is a part of that. He has gotten really popular lately, and this is his follow-up to Hitler Wears Hermes 7 from last year. And just to give you a picture of what to expect from this album, it opens up with a skit very similar to how Supreme Clientele opened up, of like an art gala where a piece of art sells for a lot of money. Like I said, this is basically the exact same as how Supreme Clientele opened, and it just sets it up perfectly for glamorous, like, this is what I have, got all this money, got all these watches, blah, 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 kind of like glamour coke rap, kind of like Pusha T in a sense. So that's what you can come out to expect. Now the positives is pretty much the whole album, but I'm going to point out specific songs just to say what my favorite songs were, because none of the songs are really skips. I'll say that right away. But favorite songs, George Bondo. This is featuring Benny and Conway. And here, obviously, you're seeing that they have amazing chemistry on this track. Of course, you know that because they have an entire album together. And then on every single one of their solo projects, they usually lend a verse to each other anyways. And they always work together so well. Of course, here, it's just a lot of glamour coke rap. Again, talking about what they did in the past to get here, along with what they have now. And it's all very fun to hear. The beat fits perfectly with their old school grimy style. And naturally, Benny, of course, has the best verse. I mean, let's be real. Benny the Butcher is the best in Griselda, but all three are amazing, and all three kill this track. I very much enjoy this. I love any time that they get together. So right after that comes the song 327, which has Joey Badass and Tyler the Creator on it. And this is just another 3-verse posse cut with a lot of glamour rap again. Not as much glamour coke rap, just based on the idea that, Joey and Tyler weren't really in that life the same way that Westside, Benny, and Conway were. But regardless, each artist carries their weight so heavily here. It's amazing. Westside, I'll give it to him, had the best verse and the first verse, but Joey brings back that boom bap style that he is very well known for. Thankfully getting rid of that style that he used on Beast Coast, because that is one of the reasons why I consider that album a disappointment. Just he changed his style too much and it didn't really work. Almost going for more of a updated, almost trap style. And here he's not doing that at all. He's going back to his boom bap style. And then Tyler raps just like he left off in like Cherry Bomb or Flower Boy. Obviously not as introspective as you heard on Flower Boy, but it is very fun to hear him go back to that after Igor, which again, you know how my feelings on Igor. I love that album, but on a track like this, I want to hear him rapping, and man, he does good. He even has a little bit of a Westside Gunn impression where he almost tries to sound like him while still using his voice, Tyler's own voice. And it's just funny to hear that, but overall, they all fit very well over this track that just allows them to settle in and ride it. It's pretty chill, pretty easygoing, and a lot of braggadocio rap here, which is very enjoyable. Now after that, we have the track French Toast with Wale. And this is a track for the ladies, of course. You know how Wale is. And again, the beat is just very laid back, just allowing them to flow over it and fit the vibe very well. Westside, of course, going with the softer tone here, which is very fun to see because very often he goes with that more aggressive, obviously fitting the Glamour Coke style. He goes with that more aggressive style, but here he's just chilling back a little bit and fitting the flow. And then Wale, of course, fits this song perfectly. Like, he was the perfect artist to feature on this. I'm not going to say he did better than Westside. Technically speaking, I would say Westside had better bars, but honestly, Wale, you know how his style fits this perfectly. They work together so well here. And I especially just have to throw out on the hook of this one, Westside singing, again, singing to the ladies. And it's just funny to hear because, one, it actually doesn't sound bad, but two, knowing what his voice sounds like, you don't think it's going to sound good singing-wise. And to say it doesn't really sound good, but it's like you enjoy it regardless. And then especially at the end where they have a wrestling skit, how Westside always does on his albums, of course. Using a skit where literally the wrestler shouts, "I'll admit, I'm not a singer." So I thought that was pretty funny. Now after that, we have Allah Sent Me with, again, Benny and Conway. And this track is not as good as the last one, just strictly based off of the fact that, like, the beat and the hook don't sound as good. Now, let me say, the hook is horrible. It's not very well thought out. It has a lot of ad-libs, which I love. Westside's ad-libs, but whenever that makes up like 80% of the hook, it kind of detracts from it a little bit. Again, all three of them have great verses, just not as good as the last track, but still very much enjoyed this one. Now after this comes $500 Ounces with Freddie Gibbs and Rock Marciano, and this this was a pairing waiting to happen. The only way this song could have gotten better is if they had Pusha T on it. But regardless, all of them do their things with their styles fitting perfectly, all of them knowing something about that Glamour Coke rap. But oh my goodness, this track works so well. If I had to say who had the best verse, I'd probably give it to Freddie, but I don't know. Every single one of them just killed it so well. Again, more just braggadocious rap, very minimalistic beat, just allowing them to kill it. After that, I want to shout out Claiborne Kick with Boldy James. And on this one, Westside actually takes a step back to allow Boldy to shine a little bit more. Westside pretty much just does the same verse, which I don't even want to call it a verse because it's not a full-length verse, but he does the same verse twice. Basically sandwiching the Boldy James verse, and here Westside tones his voice down, making it sound deeper, and that just allows Boldy to shine. And Boldy has a really good verse. He has a really good verse, and he does so over a very chilled back beat. Again, a lot of chill beats, not anything that's really making you go like oof, nothing like that until the next song, Sean V. Flair. Now this one, you could have expected it. Produced by DJ Premier. That's right, Primo. And first he opens it by sampling a little bit from Prodigy and Phife Dawg on the hook with perfect cuts. You know how Preem gets those perfect cuts. It's beautiful. The beat's amazing, and Westside absolutely eats it up. This is a track of him throwing back to his days in prison and how he's risen up, and I absolutely love this track. And oh my god, the beat. Premier killed it with this one, like absolutely. Then last track that I want to throw out is Party with Pop Smoke, produced by Tyler the Creator. It's great production by Tyler, as you could expect. He is an amazing producer that's getting much more respect as time goes by. And basically, this just takes, at one point, it takes the perspective of America and the system and how they get off for seeing a black man dead and how the news tries to find anything negative about him, from drug charges to faults, that just make it look like he deserved it. Like how they did with Trayvon Martin. At first it's like, oh, he's a student, but then you see the other side of the coin, like, oh, look at him, he's wearing this hoodie, he's probably in a gang, blah blah, stuff like that. Or if it's just if it's a kid that's 17 years old, just gets pulled over for speed, and boom, the cop shoots him. There's no excuse for that. Then later on you find out, oh, he grew up and his parents sold drugs, so he probably deserved it because he probably did drugs too and was going to turn into that. That kind of explanation that makes absolutely no sense, but people roll with it anyways. I I thought this was a good track because, again, obviously, Pop Smoke, rest in peace. That's the whole point, you know, black people dying left and right, and then people trying to justify it or not care about it, trying to make little of it. It's stupid, makes no sense, and I love how he did this in a way though where it's not even completely obvious either. You know, it's kind of more metaphorical, and I like that. I like that take on it too. And for that to be one of the last tracks, I thought that was great. And then, of course, this man, in the glamorous way that he does, ends the album just showing how glamorous his life is with a tap dance. I thought that was hilarious. Great way to end it. Now to go on to negatives, the hook on Allah sent me. I already talked about that. That's the only negative I really got. I mean, it's 41 minutes long, so it's not even that long. I can admit a longer Westside Gunn project could get pretty boring, just because his style doesn't always fit to, like, I want to listen to that for over an hour, but it's perfect length. 13 songs, 41 minutes, easy to get through. Overall, I gotta say, this is an amazing album. Amazing album. This might be the best by Griselda. It's right up there with The Plugs I Met from last year by Benny. Westside raps better than he has ever rapped on this project. Along with amazing features that he goes bar for bar with. Griselda is absolutely building an empire. They are moving up in the ranks up there with like Dreamville and TDE at this point. They are getting to that level. They're not there yet, but they are getting to that level. They have multiple hits. All we're doing now is just waiting for Conway to put out an absolutely amazing album, because Benny, you know, he has Tana Talk, he has The Plugs I Met, Westside. He has Supreme Blientele, the entire Hitler series, and then this is his album here. Now we just gotta wait for Conway. They even have the group album, so, and that's not even knocking Conway. He has great projects. We're just waiting for him to drop that absolutely amazing album. So that being said, I love this project. It is in the contention for rap album of the year. There might be some that I've enjoyed more, but I can't deny the greatness of this one, and I am giving this one a 9 out of 10. I thought this was great, and I definitely think you should check it out. Is this album for everyone? Probably not, but if you know music well enough, if you respect music enough, and you know what makes it good, you can respect this album and respect the effort here. So that being said, that's all I got for y'all. Make sure to hit the like button, comment, and sub. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell next to my name for notifications. And I will see y'all next time.